was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met My Startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया. नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे. ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली. बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल. एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो बहुत इजी है. लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ. और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है कि जब मैं इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़के आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है. वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा. आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी को बताएं. एंड वी आर सो थैंकफुल कि we from Jaipur, a very small time came and now you are taking an interview. We are so thankful for that. My first interaction with my startup TV was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met My Startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया. नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे. ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली. बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल. एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो बहुत इजी है. लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ. और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है कि जब मैं इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़के आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है. वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा. आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी को बताएं. एंड वी आर सो थैंकफुल कि we from Jaipur, a very small time came and now you are taking an interview. We are so thankful for that. My first interaction with my startup TV was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met my startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया. नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे. ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली. बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल. एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो बहुत इजी है. लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ. और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है कि जब मैं इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़के आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है. वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा. आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी को बताएं. एंड वी आर सो थैंकफुल कि we from Jaipur, a very small time came and now you are taking an interview. We are so thankful for that. My first interaction with my startup TV was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met my startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया. नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे. ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली. बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल. एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो बहुत इजी है. लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ. और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है कि जब मैं इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़के आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है. वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा. आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी को बताएं। एंड वी आर सो थैंकफुल कि we from Jaipur, a very small time came and now you are taking interview. We are so thankful for that. My first interaction with my startup TV was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met my startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया, नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे। ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली। बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल। एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो वो बहुत इजी है। लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ। और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है।
First time in a startup Mahakumbh, and we have a very short introduction session and all. And from there, here I am sitting with you and giving the first, my very first podcast with you. So this is a platform for people like us, where the world do not know what is the story behind this startup. So no story is a small story, no story is a big story. It's just that if it becomes successful, people think it's a big story. If it becomes fails, people think it's not a story. But according to me, the failure story should also be brought up. That why this will be the learning lessons for all other. And when I see your platform covering all the startup event and all, so if I am a aspiring entrepreneur, if I come to your platform, so I know what all are the events happening around the globe, around India, and what all type of startups are already being built, raw version of startup, unscripted view of startup, that what they are facing the problem, how they are solving it out. So this will bring a lot of new entrepreneurs and give courage to new entrepreneurs, that if anybody else, any Ravi from coming from the small village can come out and build a startup, then any person can build this startup. There is nothing, this is that elite class thing, only few people can build it. Anybody can build it, just a jill is supposed to be required, and information, right information, which you guys are supplying. So you are building that information gap for the people, maybe in tier 3, who is willing to start a startup, don't know how the startup ecosystem is. So they can come to YouTube, they can come to Instagram, they can go to the LinkedIn, and they can find the content, and they can understand how the ecosystem are working, and how, like we had a raw conversation, you asked me, is it necessary to go to an SR cell? I said, no, you can do it from the any corner of India. So now, if any entrepreneur who was afraid of applying, that he need to go to Bangalore, he will able to do it, and he will know that now he can digitally attend the sessions and all. So he might apply for an SRSL, and we will find one such entrepreneur coming up as becoming unicorn, and then becoming successful and telling that he has seen for the first time on My Startup TV about this program. As a founder, you are doing.
कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़के आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है। वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा। आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी को बताएं। एंड वी आर सो थैंकफुल कि we from Jaipur, a very small time came and now you are taking an interview. We are so thankful for that. My first interaction with my startup TV was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met my startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया। नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे। ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली। बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल। एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो बहुत इजी है। लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ। और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है कि जब मैं इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़के आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है। वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा। आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी को बताएं। एंड वी आर सो थैंकफुल कि we from Jaipur, a very small time came and now you are taking an interview. We are so thankful for that. My first interaction with my startup TV was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met my startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया। नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे। ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली। बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल। एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो बहुत इजी है। लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ। और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है कि जब मैं इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़के आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है। वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा। आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी। एंड वी आर सो थैंकफुल कि we from Jaipur, a very small time came and now you are taking interview. We are so thankful for that. My first interaction with My Startup TV was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met My Startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया. नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे. ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली. बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल. एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो बहुत इजी है. लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ. और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है कि जब मैं इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़की आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है. वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा. आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी को बताएं. एंड वी आर सो थैंकफुल कि we from Jaipur, a very small time came and now you are taking interview. We are so thankful for that. My first interaction with My Startup TV was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met My Startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया. नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे. ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली. बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल. एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो बहुत इजी है. लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ. और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है कि जब मैं इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़की आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है. वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा. आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी को बताएं. एंड वी आर सो थैंकफुल कि we from Jaipur, a very small time came and now you are taking interview. We are so thankful for that. My first interaction with My Startup TV was in Startup Mahakumbh. Uh, I have seen like lot of media houses were there to capture lot of startups because it was the biggest event in India. But when I met My Startup TV, I was so grateful कि उन्होंने हमारा इंटरव्यू लिया. नॉट अस, दे टुक लॉट ऑफ इंटरव्यूज और उसमें उन्होंने फिल्टर करके बहुत प्रिसाइज क्वेश्चन करे. ऑल स्टार्टअप महारथी वर इंटरव्यूड बाय माय स्टार्टअप टीवी ओनली. बाकी सबके पास एक दो क्लिप्स है, दे हैव ऑल. एंड आप जिस तरीके से लोगों को अप्रोच करते हो बहुत इजी है. लगता है कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं दे रहा, मैं एक नॉर्मल किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ. और मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट इंटरव्यू होता भी वही है कि जब मैं इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हूँ, एक सिंपल कोई यंग एज का लड़का लड़की आ रहे हैं और वो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं और वही कहीं पे शूट हो रहा है. वो मेरे को बहुत सही लगा. आई होप ऐसे ही माई स्टार्टअप टीवी बढ़ता रहे और लोगों ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टार्टअप्स को कैप्चर करें, उनकी जर्नी को बताएं. एंड वी आर सो
हेलो, नमस्कार। स्वागत है आपका माई स्टार्टअप टीवी पर और मैं हूं मेजर सुनील शेट्टी। आज एक नए एपिसोड के साथ में फाउंडर टॉक लाइव। हम सब जानते हैं या जिन्होंने भी बिज़नेस शुरू किया या स्टार्टअप शुरू किया उन सबको पता है कि बिज़नेस शुरू करने में बहुत सारी दिक्कतें आती हैं। लेकिन क्या फैमिली बिज़नेस को टेक ओवर करना आसान होता है? और अगर आसान नहीं हो तो किस तरह की दिक्कतें आती हैं या किस तरह के चैलेंजेस आती हैं और उन चैलेंजेस को कैसे ओवरकम किया जाता है? इस चीज़ को समझने के लिए आज मेरे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं अमल गांधी, जो कि गांधी कॉर्पोरेशन के थर्ड जनरेशन फाउंडर, थर्ड जनरेशन एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं। अमल, वेलकम टू द शो।
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yes.
So,
अमल, मैं जानता हूं कि आपने अपने फैमिली बिजनेस को टेक ओवर किया जो कि गांधी कॉर्पोरेशन के नाम से मशहूर है। गुजरात एरिया में 5 डिकेड हो गई, 50 साल से आप लोग इस बिज़नेस को चला रहे हैं। आप थर्ड जनरेशन हो जिसने इस बिज़नेस को जो आगे लेके जा रहा है। तो हम जानना चाहेंगे आपसे आगे जाकर के किस तरह के क्या एडवांटेजेस होती हैं एक फैमिली बिजनेस को चलाने में, या क्या दिक्कतें आती हैं एक बिजनेस फैमिली बिजनेस को ज्वाइन करने में। लेकिन उससे पहले हम जानना चाहेंगे हमारे दर्शकों के लिए कि आप एज अमल गांधी, अबाउट यू, आपने कहाँ शुरू किया, क्या आपका एक्सपीरियंस रहा है इससे पहले, बिफोर यू जॉइंड योर फैमिली बिजनेस।
First of all, thank you for having me for this program. I would be more than happy to share my experience. And if someone inspires or someone gets motivation from this, then this podcast will be a great success for me. First of all, I started my journey. I was a bright student in the school. So, my mother was very emphasizing that I should do, medical. Because जो हमारी जो लाइन है, इट इज अ वेरी स्ट्रेसफुल लाइन। रात को जागने का इवेंट से, रात को जागने का टेंशन होता है, स्ट्रेस होता है। सो माय मदर was forcing my father that I should do, if your son is a very bright student in the school, we should give him education for medical. And my father was like, ठीक है, चलो एक बार अभी 10th तो खत्म होने दो, फिर देखते हैं। So after I got good marks in the 10th, I got good grades in the 10th standard. So my father was like, कॉमर्स लेते हैं फिर बिजनेस करेगा, and my mother was like, नहीं उसको साइंस ही करवाना है। So at that time my mother convinced my father that we should go for a science stream, and somehow my father got convinced. So after having good grades in the 12th as well, my mother wanted me to have medical, and at that time my father wanted me to join any architecture college or do something related to construction technology. Luckily, I got admission in one of the best universities named CEPT University in Asia. So I got admission in the construction technology. So, during those period as well, I was trying to, replicate myself, that we used to have a German structures, MS structures, jo dome banate, pandals banate, we were doing that kind of things. So whenever my graduation was going on, I was very emphasizing, मैं ये जो मेरा education मेरे को मिल रहा है, उसको मैं मेरे temporary thing में, मेरी site में, मेरी events में मैं उसको कैसे apply करूँगा? Because I was studying a construction technology, which is a BTech honors program for a 5 years. It is a 5-year program. From that initial period, I had one thing in my mind, that whatever I want to do it, I want to do it 110%. Though my grades were good into 12, but I wanted to go to the best universities only, which can give me good knowledge, good in-depth knowledge about what I want to learn basically. So those 5 years, was like, I wanted to do something, I wanted to learn something from the construction technology and implement it in my events business. So, that is what I learned during that period. We used to have a project training during those 5 years. So I stayed there in Mumbai for 9 years. I was working as a site supervisor there. Sir, वहां से एक चीज सीखा था कि वहां पे वो लोग बात कर रहे थे, वो तो मैं एक चीज सीख गया था उस टाइम की, दुनिया आपके उदाहरण से बदलेगी, आपकी राय से नहीं। I had that thing, okay, I want to become a, udaharan for someone. Okay, fine. So this is how I learned during those 5 years. After graduating for 5 years, during that period, I was also going to office, looking after some projects, not fully responsible for any project, but I was assisting my organization in a much way which I can. And during that, we had to do a research paper for this 5 years program. We have to do a research paper. So I was just looking, I was googling what is the future of my business. So at that time I realized, like, German hanger. So German hanger is a aluminum structure which was not available at that time in India. So it was imported from Germany and China. So I did my research paper on that. And I studied what is German structure, what is aluminum alloy, how it is made, how it is constructed. I studied there for 6 months, and that was my research paper. because I had a foresight that in a way, in a future, I have to invest in it to to become ahead of my competitors, to bring innovation in my business. In a way, in the future, I'm going to do this. So I say, if it is related to structures only, so I thought, let's study this only, and which eventually helped me a lot in the future. So this is how my bachelor's was done. I did an honors program, and I did it in 5 years successfully. I got good grades in the bachelor's as well. After that, I realized that I need to do an MBA. So my focus was very clear from that point as well, that I don't have to, I'm not going to become employee. I'm going to become an employer. So, if I do normal MBA, let's say in marketing or finance, I don't want to have good packages, because my objective from the very first was clear. I want to take my organization to a different level. So, I did my MBA in family business and entrepreneurship. So, which taught me how a good family business can be taken to a further level. If you Google it, approximately 80 to 85% business do not survive for third generation. And I had a desire from the very initial state, that I want to do something for this, and I'll make it. I had that desire, burning desire. I was so young at that point, and I had a burning desire that I want to do this, I want to do that. So I did my MBA from Nirma University here in Ahmedabad only, which is a very good university, renowned university. And I did my MBA in family business and entrepreneurship. I learned so many things, like I got to know about others' business, because we were a class of 60 people. And all 60 were from family business only. So, during that period, I made good friends. I came to know about their business, which kind of struggles they are facing right now, how to take it forward, what they are doing it. Those talks every day, those meetings with the friends. I made such kind of friends. I learned from them how they are running this business, what they are thinking to take it to another level, what innovation they are thinking on. This is what I learned. I actually learned what is IRR, what are the, you heard so many things like hard financial word, what is the words which all the CAs and MBAs are talking about. But I actually learned in a right way, what is called IRR, how do we calculate, what is liabilities, what is, assets. This is what I learned from them. This is I learned in my MBA.
So Amal, that is your first phase of your journey, right? Where you had to, the first challenge you had to navigate was between becoming a doctor versus, joining a family business and do something in that, right? So that is what you navigated successfully, I should say. And then you joined an MBA, which was family business. So, for benefit of viewers and especially entrepreneurs who are probably like you, who are going to take over their family business, how important or how impactful was this MBA for you, where you learned how to run a family-owned business?
It was designed in such a way that, we had to, our classes get started at 8 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. till 1:30. So after 1:30, I get so much time to, work for my business. In those 2 periods, I became so responsible for projects as well. And during that period, in those MBA days, we had to do presentation every day in front of our classroom. We have to do presentation every day. So, that enabled me, or that gave me energy to present in front of big tenders as well. That gave me confidence. Okay, if I can do it in front of 60 people, I can do it in front of IS officers and IPS officers. That enabled me, that gave me confidence, that gave me, that kick. Okay, I can do it.
So this business, Gandhi Corporation was set up by Mr. Navi Chandra Gandhi ji, whom I'm assuming was your grandfather, right? And so you joined the family business. It was already running. So when you, after finishing your MBA, when you joined into the business, what were the first thing that you hit you, both in terms of positive and something that you thought needs to change in your family business?
At that point. So, okay, I'll tell you first. Actually, the first project which I did it with full-time employer was like was something which we haven't done it before 65 years. So what I did, there was a tender related to a convention center facility. So there is a convention and exhibition center in Ahmedabad. So the tender was floated to manage that property. We were in the past we were doing exhibitions in that hall. In that exhibition hall, we were supplying our material to the conventions. But I told my father, if we get this, if we get it, because I foresee that exhibition, Ahmedabad was a very developing city at that time. So, I foresee that if the exhibitions, events, and it will keep on happening, and you need a space, you need a venue to host those kind of events, exhibitions. So I convinced my father, let's have it. And you'll be amazed to know that the bid which we filled was like, our turnover was not that. The bid was so high that our turnover was lesser than the bid of the 1 year, and the lease was for 5 years. So we got that tender. Then the real journey began. Okay, I have told my father, okay, we will run the convention center, we will operate the exhibition center. That was a task, but the bigger task was how we sell it, because we need to sell a premises, which we need to bring in event organizers, exhibition organizers. So that was the biggest task. मैं पूरा इंडिया घुमा हुआ. I went from Delhi to Bangalore to convince exhibition organizers to come and visit our venue and do your exhibitions here. And it become after we ran the premises for 6 years, and at that time I might have met almost 1,200 to 1,300 exhibition organizers of India, and they came to know about us. I'll tell you one thing, I brought in Messe Munich, I brought in Messe Hanover, I brought in Messe Milano, Unifer exhibitions. We did approximately 12 to 15 international exhibitions here. And we got a very good response because we provided them the best services available. And we got a very good response from them. And they continue doing exhibition for 6 years. And to bring such kind of exhibition organizers from Germany, from China, and I guess we contributed to the GDP or growth of the city as well, because all the exhibition organizers were flying from the abroad. So it might have increased the tourism as well, hospitality, hotels, and everything. So this was something which I did after graduating from Nirma University, and I might say that changed the perception about Gandhi Corporation, because we were primarily known as hirers and decorators, but this is how we became a facility operator as well. So we did not limit ourselves to okay, we can do this only. So that expanded the new horizons for Gandhi Corporation. This is what I felt.
That's a huge leap, isn't it? From being
somebody who provides infrastructure for an event to managing the whole facility, that requires a complete mindset change. So within your organization, within your family, what kind of changes did you have to do to be able to run this new run Gandhi Corporation, a new avatar?
can I tell you about our history? How did we
Yes,
started from this?
yes,
So
yes, definitely.
because वो हिस्ट्री में आपका जो क्वेश्चन है उसमें there will be answers to that. So in 1970 my grandfather had a grocery shop because Gandhi's वो grocers होते. So we had a grocery shop in one of the renowned area of Manek Chowk in Ahmedabad. And the big caterers at that time, they had a problem of big utensils. How do we take, they were saying that big utensils rent pe kaise le. So when they were coming to our grocery shop to purchase grocery like namak hai, masala hai, wo uske liye wo lene ke liye they used to come to our shop. And at that time, they were facing the problem of having, how do we outsource or how we source the big utensils for outdoor catering facility at that time. So my grandfather, thought that okay, let's invest in it and we will give this additional services. So actually, forward integration happened in 1970, before 65 years. We call it integration, backward or forward in the books of MBA, but this is how my grandfather started in before 65 years. So, he used to go on site to supply big utensils to these caterers. And when he was going at the site, he started to think, okay, we can invest in this pandal as well, we can invest in this chairs as well, we can invest in this tables as well. And this is how the Gandhian company, the Gandhi Corporation, so this is what we call it, this is how it was incepted. So, it was his mind and his creativity that incepted Gandhi Corporation, and I'm sitting in front of you. And this is how our journey started. So after that, in the early 90s, when Naya Gujarat was the exhibition, first national exhibition we call it. It was like a vibrant Gujarat. So in 1991, Naya Gujarat exhibition was there in Gandhinagar, nearby Ahmedabad, and my father, innovated things and invested lot of material for that exhibition in 1991. In 1996, we invested heavily in the MS Dome structure, which is we were the first one in Gujarat who did this. In 2001, yeah, I can recall one of the story. In 2001, there was an earthquake in Gujarat. So right now our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi was made in charge for that Kutch area where the maximum damage was done. And he called my father that Hemu Bhai is my father's name, that you have to make relief camps. My father was like, our godown was affected during earthquake, our homes were affected, our employees' homes were affected, and my father was like, how would we do it? And then he suddenly realized that for the social responsibility we must do this. So he said, okay, we will do it, we will make relief camps. Our first load of truck, when it reached Anjar, before we could unload the material, it was stolen. It was literally stolen. Then we requested government group. Then second truck, it was stolen. Third truck, it was stolen. People were so desperate and they were in need, like they were just stealing the pipes, bamboos, clothes from the truck itself, and they were making relief camps for themselves. And sir, at that time, eventually we made hundreds of relief camps. At that time, we got a police protection. Our manpower went there. And in that period, we got recognition. Okay, we are not here to do business only. We did this for the betterment of society, betterment of people. That is one of the recognition we achieved from the government of Gujarat as well. After that, we have been a part of Vibrant Gujarat Investor Summit. We have done Vibrant Navratri. We have done International Kite Festival. All the international events related to our industry, we have done it. We have been doing it since ages now.
Well, as they say,
Opportunity. A good entrepreneur should make use of the opportunity, and that's what you did, though it was with the thought of social cause, but then you grabbed it with both the hands, and in spite of the fact that your multiple trucks got stolen, you went ahead and still delivered on what was asked by the government, then government, from your company, to help them during the earthquake, which is what is important as an entrepreneur, right? I mean, जब मौका मिलता है तब करना है, अगर मौके पे आप नहीं मारोगे चौका तो काम नहीं चलने वाला. So I think you guys did that. Amal, the other thing now, going forward, what is your vision? What is that you want to do, or where do you want to take Gandhi Corporation? What is the next destination? अगला पैगाम क्या आप लोगों का? अगला, what is your next destination?
That you grab it with both the hands, sir. I just recall one incident. I'll just try to share it with you. So recently in 2022 April only, the tender was floated for the meeting of Honorable Prime Minister, and it was one of the largest gathering ever done in the history. So the gathering was of 225,000 people in presence of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2022 April. Sir, it was one of the biggest tender, and we were like, "Arey, kya kare, kaise karenge?" Because we don't have that much finance. How would we do it? And my father said, "Okay, let's do it. If this is the opportunity, if opportunity never knocks the door every day, and if it comes, and if you succeed through this, the confidence level you get for the other projects." And he told me that this might be a defining moment in your career, like doing a work of Honorable Prime Minister with the largest ever gathering. This might make your career, this might give a different direction to your career as well. And sir, before 3 years, we did that event. It was considered as Asia's largest dome ever created, and all the newspapers covered it. And sir, it become a huge event. Even our Honorable Prime Minister said that as a CM, he could not do this kind of event, which Gujarat's CM could do it. We still have that clipping as well. When he says, everyone believes it. You don't need any other certificate than that. So that was one of the opportunity which came our way, and we took it with both the hands. We grabbed it with both the hands. Actually, I'll say.
and somewhere some risk
Taking
taking
also is important, isn't it? एक है कि आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी नजर आ रहा है, उसके अलावा जैसे आपने कहा कि आपके दादाजी ने भी अपॉर्चुनिटी देखा और he pivoted the business. He took the risk of investing in utensils that he could supply 50 years back. Similarly, your dad did the same thing, and you did the same thing, found the opportunity but took the risk. So one is to come across an opportunity, the other is to take the risk of investing, trusting your gut instincts that this can be done or this should be done, isn't it? So that, how important is that risk taking appetite or risk taking capability in an entrepreneur?
It is very important. If I say, when we took over the convention center, it was a big risk. मेरा जो bid मेरा पर annum का था, उतना तो मेरा turnover भी नहीं था पूरे साल का. तो मैं banks के पास गया, मैंने उनसे loans ली. Okay, I want to do this because facility operation is never a business of any decorator or hirer. No one does that. It is a different business altogether. So वो जो convention center, to took over the convention center and operate it and maintain it successfully for 5 years, it gave us wings. It gave us recognition at national level. We started doing national events from that. Till that we were limited to state only, Gujarat state only. Sir, after that we did an Indian Road Congress event in Nagpur. We did supply 650 air-conditioned tents in Kumbh Mela in Allahabad, which is like 1500 kilometers from where our origin is. So we went there, we did it successfully, we sold those tents as well. So it gave us another wing, it opened the horizons for us, it opened another doors for us. And sir, if I tell you, how our industry works. I'll tell you one case study. There was a wedding of my father's friend, and in the morning, the client, my father's friend, called us and told us that there's one big difficulty. The venue owner or the party plot owner is saying no to do the event, and my son's reception is at 7:30, and please can you help me? We went there with all the resources. उनके घर के पास में बाजू उनके घर के बगल में ओपन प्लॉट था. We said you don't worry, we'll do it. You just continue doing your invitations and everything, what is what. You come at 7:30, everything will be ready. And he was sitting with us. What will happen to my son's wedding? I said, Uncle, you please relax. You please go. Get ready. Come at 7:30. He said, are you sure what you're talking about? At 11:30 in the AM, you telling me at 7:30 you come and everything will be ready. I said, Uncle, you please go. Have faith in us. You have called me and you have called me here. Sir, please have faith in me. I'll do it. And at 7:30 when he came, and everything was like picture perfect for him, and he had tears in his eyes. This is what gives me perfection. This is what gives me satisfaction. Rather than earning money to see someone, it was like it's a once in a lifetime event for him. And he could have postponed the event, he could have done it, I don't know. But when he came and he had tears in his eyes, and when he went on a stage, he could speak in front of people. This can happen only Gandhi Corporation can do it. This gives me more satisfaction than anything. So this is what we are. We thrive for it. Our motto, our tagline is, whenever you think big, we deliver. But sometimes we exceed the expectation of the people. So this is what we make impossible things happen. Just recently, I'll tell you, before 1 week, there was an event of Honorable Prime Minister at Dahod. It was a gathering of 1 lakh people, and adverse weather condition came in. There were thunderstorms for 3 days continuously. The wind was blowing at 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. In those adverse conditions, we stayed there, we hung in there. When we walk the event, we walk like we own it. And I know how, and I can say that we own it because I have that confidence in me. I have that, confidence in my ability, in my infrastructure, in my team. We have a large team. We have engineers in our team. We have architects in our team. We have planners in our team. And we stuck together. And when we walk, we think we can do it. And we own it. So this is what our organization is.
We are
in
here
conversation with Amal Gandhi, who's the third generation entrepreneur who has joined his family business, which is into events, which started 50 years ago by his grandfather. And Amal has taken over the business and made changes to adapt to the new environment, new requirements, from hosting Asia's biggest event. So Amal, I want to just go back to your original, the initial thoughts, where your mother wanted you to become a doctor and dad wanted you to become, either join the family business. What your mother says now? She still wants you to be she would still prefer you to be the doctor?
I'm just curious to know that. Anyway,
along the way, you guys, Gandhi Corporation has won multiple awards. You've been recognized at multiple stages. How satisfying is that for your family as a family-owned business?
Basically, members are also in the business. My wife, my younger brother, his wife, my father, all are in the same business. They look after different sectors. So they all are with us. My father is basically a mentor to us, who guides us because he has an immense experience of this field. He has been in the field since, I guess, since 1981. So, to have everyone around, and it gives very clear understanding how to run a business, because basically all the key positions are at all the key positions there are family members only. So yeah, it is going good right now, and we want to take to another level. We want to achieve. There are lots of goals for me. The vision is there. So let's see how we achieve that vision.
I'm sure working with family.
Which includes your brother, your wife, your father. Does what are the pluses and minuses? I wanted to share this because some of our viewers or many of our viewers could be people who are running or are part of family-owned businesses. So just share with them as to what are the advantages of running a family, being part of a family-owned business, and what are the challenges of being part of a family-owned business.
Admin, HR, and accounts, and my younger brother looks after operations. So we have different fields. So we basically those all the department which I said are very, very, very. If I can sell the product, if I go to client, I can I can be of I can sell the events. मैं उसका काम लेके आ जाऊंगा, पर उसको implement करना भी इतना ही जरूरी है. So that is where my younger brother comes into picture. He looks after all the operations there. So yeah, we do have a meeting once in a week, and we do discuss things. We guide each other as well. And my father is always there, who mentors us. Who gives direction to all the family members as well. So I guess it is more advantageous than challenges. ठीक है, आती रहती है. Difference of opinions are there. It's a part and parcel of life. But if there are opinions and different opinions, it makes you better. That's what I feel.
I agree. I'm part of a
family-owned business myself, so I understand that. Amal, for entrepreneurs out there, especially young entrepreneurs who are in their first 1 to 2, 3 years of their business journey, and aspiring entrepreneurs out there who may want to hear, learn from your experience, what message do you have for them?
There are certain things which I've learned, during my journey of entrepreneurship of 15 years. When performance overtakes the ambition, I guess it's called a success. And when you lose, you learn. But when you win, you become a champion. So, your business should be your passion. I want to do this by anyhow. Every achievement is not an end, but I guess it is, beginning of a new journey. You should not stop. Okay, I've achieved this. Okay, fine. But take it further. Take experience from that successful project and make new heights. This is what I've learned. Business is my work. It's my passion too. This is what I feel.
So Amal,
Finally, My Startup TV is a media house dedicated to entrepreneurs and startups, Indian startup ecosystem. Through our various platforms, be it our web television where we broadcast 24/7, our digital magazine, our podcast, audio podcast, and OTT, we showcase entrepreneurs like you, your journey. We live coverage startup events from across India. The whole aim of our media house has been to provide a platform to entrepreneurs like you who are missed or not featured by mainstream media. What do you think about our work?
This is a very good platform where people like me or the first gen entrepreneurs can come and give their insights, because what I feel, the Gen Z crowds needs motivation and inspiration from a people like me, from a people like our age. That what I feel, the Gen Z people are very aggressive. They want to achieve success in very short time, but listening to a people like our age, third generation people or first gen entrepreneurs will give them, the insightful, what do you call it, direction to their careers. This is what I feel.
Thank you, Amal. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again. We hope to see you again in some of our shows. Viewers, this is Amal Gandhi, third generation entrepreneur of of Gandhi Corporation. They're an event management company that started as a kirana store to today a company that is running organizing one of the biggest events in Asia. For such stories, for interesting experiences, do join us every day from Monday to Saturday, 4 p.m. sharp on Founder Talk Show. Thank you, Amal. Thank you for joining. We'll see you again. Thank you.